Hey, Jeff here, your YouTube reviewer of New England brews. And welcome back to a new review. And this time I'm doing Harpoon's 100 barrel series, their Pott's Landbier. I love these 100 barrel series. They put them out, they're special brews. They only make a few bottles of it and sell them for a short time. And they always have something interesting involved with them. A Harpoon, of course, is brewed out of Massachusetts and also out of Windsor, Vermont. And this one has a alcohol ABV of 4.8%. If you look at the label closely, you can see that. And this is from session number 32. There is a bit of a description on here, a very small one, but it says here, a collaboration with our friends at Pott's Brewers in Oelde, Germany. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. This amber-hued lager has a smooth body and a spicy hop character. So it sounds like it could be pretty good. I'm going to be pouring this into my Ethan Allen Ale glass. Ethan Allen Ale used to be brewed by Catamount, and it was Harpoon that bought out the Catamount Brewery of Vermont many years ago. And so I still have this sort of long-lost glass, which I do love to use for some of my Vermont brews. Now, let me get started on this. This, of course, comes with a foil top. Never really a huge fan of the foil tops because you're always concerned that it might end up inside the actual bottle itself. But in this case, this is on the outside, so it pops right off. It's not as if it's the top is right in with the foil top, which is kind of nice. And of course, it has the traditional H for Harpoon with the triangle. I'm sorry, the sort of square on top. Let's pop this brew. Alright, a little bit of smoke coming up there. You might see it, you might not, but it's coming up not too bad right now. Let's give it a pour. I love pouring beer out of these bigger bottles because they always have this kind of nice sound to it. They have a big glug, glug, glug sound, which always impresses me. The pour sometimes impresses me more than the rest of the brew just by the nature of its sound. Well, as you can see, this poured out in a kind of a nice brown amber color and good amount of carbonation. The head doesn't last very long. In fact, the head started out at maybe, I don't know, a quarter of an inch or so, but it is now fizzling right down to basically a thin ring. So, time to whiff it. The malt characteristic is actually quite strong. It's more of a malty characteristic than hops, at least on the first sniff. A tad soapy, and maybe a hint of the hops in the background. The malts, though, the really smooth, flavorful malt sensation really invigorates the senses. That's what you get right off the bat. Now let's give it a taste and see what it's like. Brewed in conjunction with a German brewer. Does have some of those German characteristics that are so noted in some of the German imports I've had. But I'd say it's more malty, very bitter, a nice bitterness to it. And also the hops are subtle. They're not overpowering, but they're there kind of in the background. But the malts and the bitterness are the two leading types of tastes that you get when taking a sip. Not terribly sweet, more bitter, and very akin to some of the German type brews you can get, the ones that are not served in the green bottles, by the way. I'm not a big fan of German brews in green bottles. I'm not sure if the green bottle is psychological, but it always has this sort of skunkiness. The German beers that are served in the brown bottles always kind of bring out the full flavor that you would expect from a good German brew. But this Harpoon beer, this Harpoon Pott's Landbier, is actually quite good. I like it. It's a very nice, tasty, bitter beer, brewed in the German style tradition. And Yeah, another nice check mark, another thumbs up for the Harpoon Brewery and their barrel series. So thanks for stopping by, and I will catch you again next time.